Action.
What do you see, or what's your opinion on the current women's youth right now?
Well, there's definitely a change. Like the feminist movement is coming up, and women are feeling more empowered. But I feel it's a bit late.
But I also feel like people are sort of half and half. Like I don't feel like all women are becoming feminists. I also see a lot of women who are held back because we are a lot of us come from traditional families. We're very conservative, so there's still the mentality where the woman needs to stay at home and work, and the husband goes out to work, and a lot of people still feel that.
Are they confident enough?
There's a lot of guilt.
Yeah.
There's two types. The ones who are, yay, I'm empowered, I'm feminist, and then there's the ones like, oh no, now I have to be feminist, but then like, what about the family and what other people think? So there's kind of like
so I think they want to be confident, but they feel guilty when they do feel confident. There's some people who aren't, and they just own it completely. Yeah.
So how do you think when they got have a certain judgmental like that?
Well, it's very sad that they can't speak their mind.
Yeah. No, like I think I went through that phase as well. Like before I, became who I am, and right now, I'm independent woman, but before that, I did feel a lot of guilt. I felt like I shouldn't be where I am because I was asked, before 2 years ago. I remember this question: aren't you too ambitious for your age? I'm like,
why should that be an issue?
Exactly, right? Like, what's wrong with being ambitious? Why can't I be ambitious? Why can't I want what I want? Why is it wrong for me to know what I want and get it? So there was a lot of questioning and a lot of, thinking to myself, like, is it okay for me to be like this? And I think that's why a lot of people also are going through that questioning phase before they can get to a point where, you know what, it's okay.
You end up questioning yourself because society is brought up that way, because you are programmed to think that, okay, a woman's job is like this and a man's job is like that, so why do I have to
So do you feel there's gender parity right now in professional careers?
Oh yes, at least
there it is. That like I'm lucky enough to be in a company that is understanding, and they do give women their rights, I suppose, but it's hard for them to put it on paper. So it's still a taboo, even if you are supportive, then you have to.
So it's sort of like don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah.
So we'll give you that, but we're not going to put it on paper. We're not going to make it legal. But if you ask for it, sure, we'll give it to you. But like for me, I can look at my CEOs. The C-level executives are all men, and the women sort of stop short at maybe just being a department director. And I sort of question, like, why is that? Why can't women be the CEO or the CFO? And even then also, if you're at the C-level, it's specific departments. I've never seen a woman become a CFO. Finance, why not?
Without struggling, without justifying why she has to be there.
Yeah.
Why she has the rights to be there.
Yeah.
Are you guys being assessed by your performance, or are you filling in the quota?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's a bit of both,
right? But I feel like with my company, I'm very blessed that my boss, I've been very lucky to have good bosses where they look at my performance and not my gender. So I have been able to go up the ranks, but again, like sometimes you never know whether or not it's just to fill up the quota and just to say like, oh yeah, my company has ticked all the boxes and there's women in these high level ranks, but I don't know for you.
I'm lucky enough to have a really understanding boss, and he trusts our work. But I question him sometimes when he comes in and he introduces us, and we do have clients who come in, oh, you're majority women in this company, and then you see his look on his face, he's like, how should he react? And I feel bad for my boss when he has that.
But that's the thing, it's like you shouldn't feel bad for your boss either. It's like, own it, right? Like, yeah, we're full of women.
Do you have friends that a guy who actually come forward and support women, and how do they position in the community?
We do have guys who support women, but they have challenges trying to convince other guys. As a guy who supports women, they always say like, oh, if you do something a certain way, then you're kind of girlish. Why is girlish a bad thing? You know, why is being a girl being seen as being weak? So if you support a girl, does that make you weak?
But here's the thing, right? Like, if being girlish is bad, but then as a woman, portraying traits of a man is also bad. Like, if we portray leadership skills, we're considered bossy. Like, so we can't win. Like, if we are too feminine, then, oh, you're too feminine to fill this role because we need a man. But then when we portray traits of a man, it's, oh, you're too bossy, we don't like you, like, we don't want to follow your rules. Like, so where do we stand?
And then there's the other side of the spectrum that's like, oh, you work too much and then you can't really cook at home, and then you're supposed to be in the kitchen, you're supposed to take care of the house, clean. And
and then exactly, like, what do you want me to do, you know? So, and that's where sort of I think the guilt comes in, where you want to be a career woman, but then people feel like if you want to be a career woman, you then have to leave this other part of yourself behind. Like, no, you can do everything, you can be everything. You need to be able to find that balance and not feel guilty. Like, if you are a career woman, you shouldn't feel guilty for wanting to take time off for yourself. Go on that staycation, go on that weekend getaway, take time for yourself. Don't be scared that the people around you are going to fall apart without you, because, you know, you need to take care of yourself first before you can take care of other people.
So, do you girls saying that the young women need mentors in order for them to,
I think
leapfrogging them their career?
mentors are a good way to show them that this is possible, that they do have a choice and they can do what they want.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's more like society's support, because even the mentors get questioned, and then if they get judged for, let's say, choosing someone who is independent, single mother, or a CEO or something, then they'll say, why do you want to be like her when she is like neglecting her family or something?
Oh, right,
So
yeah.
everyone would criticize what you do. In the end, you need to be strong.
Yeah.
To have a strong support, you need strong society's awareness. You can't just...
So you girls, do you have mentors in your women mentors, or in order to guide you?
You can't just have one.
Yeah, I agree.
You have to really pick and choose strong points from everyone.
Yeah, like for me, you know, our dance teacher is one of my mentors. You know, she has bulldozed through everything. She has basically told everyone, like, you know what, I'm going to do what I want to do. I want to dance, and you can't tell me no. I have had women bosses as well who have become mentors to me, and like you said, like, your mother can be your mentor, your family, anyone that you could look up to, even a celebrity like Oprah. Like, I know people who look at Oprah as their mentor because, you know, she has built an empire for herself, and you shouldn't feel like you need to personally know someone to be able to follow in their footsteps. So again, like, I think that's why a society, a very strong, supportive society, is so important.
Society can build and can also break someone's spirit, so you have to really have a strong mind and pick who you listen to.
Yeah.
So how do you girls support the underdeserved, maybe, the women, girls, women youth that actually are having trouble in shooting their careers, or
Talk to them.
Yeah, reach out to them. Like, yeah.
They're mostly afraid of speaking what they want, speaking out. So just listen.
And also, we should be able to speak out unabashedly, because if they see other people speaking out and not caring about sort of the backlash, the stigma, then they will feel more confident to speak out. Like, for me, it's if I see something, or if I see an article, it's something as simple as sharing a Facebook article about women's rights, or, you know, new laws that have been introduced in other countries, and stating that I want that for my country. Something as simple as that. You don't know, like, how that will impact other people. You don't know if there's another girl out there who's like, oh yeah, I completely agree with that, but I'm too scared to say it because my friends might judge me, you know. But then I agree.
It's kind of weird. I mean, having in the current industry, with all the social medias and globalization, we expect people to have more open, but they still have the same stigma. Or are you saying that it's getting worse, or
the thing about social media is it might seem like you're reaching a mass audience, but when you're looking at it, you're actually alone and you're reading it alone, and your mentality, whatever you absorb, you're alone.
Yep.
So the support is not really there unless you speak and you see someone in person going through the same thing that you're going through.
But I also feel like on social media, you see what you want to see. You know, like Facebook has an algorithm. It will show you articles that you're going to engage with. So if you have consistently and historically been engaging with articles that are misogynistic and patriarchal, you're going to constantly see that content, and you're not going to be able to reach out to people who are feminists. Like, you know, the feminists, you know, like gets like. So if we are open-minded, we're going to reach out to people who are more open-minded. And then there's social media, honestly, creates a bigger barrier for people who to reach other people who think differently.
So you girls are feminists?
Oh yeah.
I think everyone should be.
Everyone should be. Everyone should be a feminist. If you believe in equal rights, you're a feminist. Like, I don't see, you know, that's classic. That's classical feminism.
If you have a mother, you need to be a feminist because she brought you in the world.
Exactly, right? Like, but even then, like, you shouldn't be a feminist because, like, oh, think about my daughter or think about my mother. Like, no, if you believe that anyone, whether it's different gender, different race, whatever, should be equal to you and you feel equal to another person, you're a feminist. It's as simple as that.
I think people who are anti-feminist, they just don't understand what it means.
Exactly.
It does not mean that feminists hate men.
Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
supporting women.
It's supporting women to get to the same, you know, level as men. Like, men historically, and you know, and there's so many studies about this. Men historically, the pay gap, right? Like the wage gap, that is proven. We just want to make sure that women get to the same level as men.
I don't want to.
They're saying that if you're being too feminist, you wouldn't get a date. Is that true?
Oh man, like,
I think that if a man were to know you're going out with a feminist, you're a real man.
Oh,
That
yeah.
you're not afraid to go out with a
exactly,
feminist.
right? Yeah, that's so true. I totally agree. Yeah.
Good. Awesome.
Oh,
Rolling action.
Don't apologize for being awesome. Let's get together.
Okay, good.
Awesome.